bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Well, it's still the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's still hard facts. And on today's big hard facts, we're going to Delta State. I did tell you that we're going to be joined by the president of the Ijaw Youth Council, Mr. Jonathan Lokpobiri. And of course, we'll be looking at what's been happening in Delta State to try to make sense of it all, and of course finding lasting solutions to the problem. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce my guest. He's joining us live via Zoom, Jonathan Lokpobiri. He is the president, Ijaw Youth Council. Mr. Lokpobiri, so good to have you join us. Good afternoon.
My pleasure. Good evening.
Good evening. For the benefit of those who are still trying to play catch up with what happened in Delta State, first, Nigerians woke up to the fact that 16 military officials were killed in cold blood in Delta State. And then, of course, we started hearing rumors of a reprisal. But then everyone's still wondering exactly what happened in Delta State, other than what we've heard or has been reported to be a common land dispute. How could a land dispute deteriorate to this point? And I'm asking you because, of course, this falls under your purview as the leader of Ijaw young people, and Delta State obviously has Ijaw people.
Yes. First, thank you for keeping Nigerians abreast with developments around this unfortunate incident. I'd like to first correct a minor error in terms of the number of military officers killed. The officers are actually 17 in number.
Okay.
They were murdered in cold blood.
Okay.
Now, like you said, how could just a land dispute between two communities lead to this magnitude of disaster befalling a nation? I'd like to state here that this land dispute was poorly managed. And when violence is introduced into an issue of just a dispute that could be discussed, sometimes, just like accident, you cannot sometimes imagine what a minor misunderstanding between people can cause. Now, I also do think that...
Hello, are you still there?
Beyond the poor management by this, how did Nigeria reduce our military to the level where community issues could bring the intervention of that level of senior military officers into an issue that ordinarily requires police or DSS intervention? These are questions that Nigerians are not asking. But beyond all of these things that are mind-boggling, the next concern I do share is that at what point did the parties to this conflict get aggrieved to the level where they didn't just kill these military officers, but they also mutilated their body, which is for me a graver crime against humanity, against Nigeria as a state. What triggered this level of barbarity in their reaction towards this conflict that the military officers were seen to have only intervened at the behest or at the request of citizens of these communities? Another question that sometimes comes into mind is, who invited the young people who took this barbaric action?
I think the question I would have asked, I wish I could ask the military, is who invited the military in the first instance?
I already asked that question.
Yeah, but who invited them?
Invited them. At what point were this needed to intervene where the didn't had gone? I mean, the crisis had degenerated to the level where mindless killings of officers who only intervene was the only option. These are some of the concerns we share. But like I said, the impact of what happened in Delta State is more grave on Bayelsa communities. There are communities, Igbomotor 1 and Igbomotor 2 communities, that up till this minute, we cannot ascertain the level of carnage, the amount of people killed in these communities, because today the communities are still under the military siege. And of course, in every conflict, there are also fifth columnists who sometimes gain from the conflict. So, if I must report the extent of damage this conflict between Okolova community, which is an Ijaw community, and then the Okwama community, where an Urhobo community where these military officers were murdered, I can tell you for free that it's a heavy burden on the two states. And I'm not seeing a considerable effort that is appropriate to the level of damage both in Nigeria as a whole, in terms of the loss of lives of military officers and the loss of innocent members of the Igbomotor community. And I'm also told this is regardless of ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
If any innocent person in Okwama is killed on account of this innocently, it's unacceptable. Because Nigeria and our laws must guarantee the lives of the innocents. So for innocent people who had no contribution to the crisis that led to the death of military officers, as well as the reprisal, are only victims of circumstances of misrule of the state.
I just want to come in there quickly. Let me just come in there. It's very shady, some of the information that's coming out of this Delta State, because what we're all talking about is based on hearsay. The media was blocked from going in to ascertain the real state of things. The police in Delta State, the police commissioner has also said that they've been blocked from going in to ascertain the level of damage or carnage or whatever you want to call it. The army, on the other hand, is saying there was no reprisal. So whatever it is that, is being said is propaganda. So again, what this conversation you and I are having is based on speculation and hearsay. How can we ascertain if innocent people were really killed? And if you say innocent people, who would we call innocent, being that we still do not know who the people were that attacked these soldiers? It's very blurry, the situation. So what do we really, there's no foot to stand on this particular case, is there?
The innocent.
Are you still there? Mr. Lokpobiri, are you still there? I'm guessing that we have a little connection issue there with you. We lost you for a second. Yes, you were trying to tell us who you think the innocent are. Can you hear me? Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me? Anyway, if you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. It's the big hard fact. And today we're speaking with the president of the Ijaw Youth Council, Jonathan Lokpobiri. We just lost his connection, but I think he's back. Let's see if we can hear him now. Mr. Lokpobiri, go ahead. We lost you for a second.
Now, the innocent in a Bomotor community, like I know, is that when I ask some military officers as to what happened, why did they open fire on innocent people? The complaints, the response I got from even one of the former House of Reps member was that the military in their gunboats came into the community, and then the young men were beating drums, and then they opened fire on them at the jetty. So the question I ask is, does the beating of drum require a response by bullets? Is this how much we have degenerated as a country that you see people singing and beating drums, and the only with not even a machete, and the only response was to open fire on them and kill all of them? And then so many other people were attacked, were shot at sight. Now, the only crime perhaps they have committed, in my opinion, is that they were unfortunate to have been members of that community, living or resident in that community at the time of this unfortunate development. That was the crime they committed. And not necessarily that they were killed on account of the investigation, that they were found culpable to this crime. Mm-hmm. Remember, every crime, until proven, is only been alleged. Mm-hmm. Now, in their quest to get justice, and perhaps those who may have played a role, according to military reports, they found these young men, because of the activities of military officers in that place. I can tell you by experience that if a military officer or a military troop in gunboats come into our communities, our people won't run, because it has become the daily normal occurrence in their lives that they no longer are afraid. Just like in Borno or in the northeast, when they see military officers, they won't run, because that has become their part of daily life now. Now, the young men at the jetty thought it was a normal experience of gunboats coming into the community for their normal patrols and all of that. Remember, this incident was not an incident that was, taking days enough for people to know that this is the development happening in faraway Delta State. But for young men who were at the jetty front, just to understand what was happening, only made their unfortunate death simply because they were perhaps considered the culprits to what happened in Delta State.
So hold on. So I'm a bit confused. Are you saying that what happened in Delta State had a rippling effect at the jetty in Bayelsa? Is that what you're saying? These young men who were killed at the jetty?
Yes, and not just in the jetty. People were killed. Some were shot. There were those who were at the waterfront were shot down. Some were fell into the river. The next day in River Nun, we saw dead bodies floating. There are reports from the community. The community leadership had officially written to my office to intervene. As I speak, there's beyond the deaths of our people, there's also a humanitarian crisis.
Wow.
There's a video viral video going on where a military officer was responding to a man who asked them, please, since this incident, we have not been able to even have access to food or basic medical, not even water. And the military officer told him that you guys will not have water to drink. You will not have food to eat. Is that not a war crime? Is there a war declared against our people over what happened in Delta State? So there's, as far as I'm concerned, there's an abominable carnage going on that had gone on in communities in Bayelsa State. And up to this minute, for some of us who are yet to clearly understand what had led to this reprisal back in Bayelsa over an incident that happened in Delta State, we are yet to clearly understand the nexus. Perhaps the military will be able to, in the course of their investigation, tell Bayelsans and the John Nation what led to what happened in in Bayelsa State. Also, we have reports unverified that some people have been arrested to unknown destinations. So this is what is happening in Bayelsa State. I don't know the level of effect what happened in Delta State is having in Okoma community and the neighboring environment.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. We hear reports that they have been displaced. Many of these people have nowhere to go to. Obviously, they're having to hope on the communities that are around them to take them in, and even those communities are afraid to take them in. But I want to take you back again, because you obviously represent young people, and now you've given us another story of, the army taking out what has happened in Delta on Bayelsa people. What are the governors in the South, especially the Niger Delta, doing to address this issue? Aside from the fact that several people have called on Mr. President to step into this matter, including the elders, what are the governors doing? Because if I am a governor of a state and my people are being killed and displaced within my sovereign land, something obviously has to give, but nothing's happening. And the governor keeps saying they're going to deal with the issue, but then people are displaced. Like you said, people are hungry. They don't have access to water. What are you doing to interface with these governors?
Well, at the moment, I have no access to the governor of Delta State, wherein this incident happened primarily. But I've spoken to the governor of Bayelsa State, whom I heard through that intervention has made some approvals for humanitarian efforts to reach the community. We would be leading that effort in a matter of 1 or 2 days. Now, this calls for concern. We have hope criminality in our environment, but for those who understand history will also know that the method by which the military is going about this matter.
We can't hear you anymore. Okay.
By which the military is handling this matter could jeopardize the peace process that has seemingly restored peace in the Niger Delta, helping to boost business and production activities regarding the oil and gas industry. This is part of the concerns that the world must know. Now, when the innocent suffers violence, especially when that violence is by the state, sometimes it leads to misguided actions of young people. I'm speaking out of experience. Not everybody is involved in these crimes for which they have been punished like a collective punishment on our communities. This was how the government, civilian governments in this country leveled OD, a community in Bayelsa, killed as many as possible people and buried them in mass graves in OD community. And thereafter, the community braced up, pursued justice, and eventually secured justice, though not commensurate to the level of damage the communities suffered. This is what is happening in the Igbo community. So, in a nutshell, the military and nation must devise means of resolving internal conflicts with a more society-friendly approaches that tend to isolate criminals rather than a collective punishment or mass killing of people who had nothing to do with the crimes.
Okay. I want to go on a break, Mr. Lokpobiri. When we come back, the phone lines will be open. The questions, Nigerians have questions. And of course, the most important part is how do we get a lasting solution to the problems that are bedeviling the Niger Delta? Stay with us, Lagos. This is Hard Facts. Jonathan Lokpobiri is the president, Ijaw Youth Council here in the country. He's joining us via Zoom. When we come back from the break, the phone lines will be open. We'll get to talking. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Gather here because I've got a gist for you, and this one is coming from I Invest. So, are you an ambitious woman, a go-getter, a boss lady? Do you crave financial freedom to chase your dreams? Then you have to listen to this. Because iInvest is bringing to you their special savings plan for women, Violets for Her, and it's made specially for you. Earn an impressive 12% interest on your savings and watch your money grow. They've got you covered. And the juicy part is, once you crush your monthly savings goals, you can win yourself exciting rewards like spa days, salon experience, and shopping vouchers. Yay! So what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on this, Lagos. Take control of your finances today. Download the iInvest app and join the Violets for Her Savings Challenge to fund your dreams and secure the bag. Remember, iInvest is your trusted gateway to diverse investment opportunities, committed to helping you achieve financial success and freedom. With iInvest, you can easily invest in Nigerian equities, access Naira Treasury bills with up to 20% returns on your investment, and explore dollar fixed deposit offering returns up to 6.5%. So why the wait? Go to your app store now and download the iInvest app today and thank me later.
This is an infomercial.
Hello, my name is Abdul. My friends ask me how I stay updated with current happenings around me despite my busy work schedules. That's my secret. Everywhere I go, my radio goes with me. In the morning on my way to work, and even in the office, I'm always tuned in to 99.3 Nigeria Info. It keeps me going through the craziness of my everyday. My radio is my best friend.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
We like to give you something, a little something, a little something more to special day. We like to give you something.
Add style and class to your wedding or anniversary with a live performance by Marriage Plus, Nigeria's premium wedding band with over 10 hit songs on Spotify. For booking, call 080-777-77224. Marriage Plus, love always wins.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One play, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira. My name is Well Done. Okay, well done. You want to tell you well done? You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big from 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3#. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside, and 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3#. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
I remember being screamed at. The customer was not going to pay for the Bantu nuts. But giving up was not an option then, and it isn't now. Not even fear can stop me. Be fearless. Be beautiful with Lush Hair. Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
My son, help me check this phone. I no know wetin Junior press. E no dey work again.
Make I see. Ah, mommy.
Wetin happen?
They don't block your line now.
Nobody like to chop blocking, oh. So, if they don't block you unto say you not link your NIN to your Airtel line, run kitty go any Airtel shop with your NIN to unblock your line today.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Start your day and have a good time. Kivo Krima. Where you need to have the break time. Kivo Krima. It's not tea or garita. Kivo Krima. Kivo Krima.
Do you want your children to excel in STEM subjects? Enroll them today on Get Bundy Education Technology at www.getbundy.com. With over 1,000 hours of science subjects, 4,000 multiple choice questions, 3 years of revision for competitive exams, Get Bundy Education Technology is the right platform for your children to learn and develop needed skills for future technology. For GSS3 and SS3, Get Bundy is offering daily online live lessons Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and mathematics and coding classes on Saturdays. Give your children the right head start with proficient educationist on Get Bundy. Register them today on www.getbundy.com or call 0814-175-5552.
Your favorite Indomie noodles is now 250 naira for Indomitable, 70 grams and 400 naira for Super Pack 120 grams. Head to your nearest store and grab your favorite Indomie noodles at this new price. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Compressed natural gas. Now the fuel, oh yeah, better for your car. Better for your pocket, and your environment. Better energy for car owner. Obonga fuel for transporter. And say,
my people, renewed hope don't they shell. Compressed natural gas, CNG, na the way. This one not be for cooking, oh. Now to put for your car. It is cheaper than petrol and diesel. It they burn clean and run smooth. You know they contaminate engine oil with yama lie with CNG as well. Your motor go badwam. Your pocket go like your environment self go enjoy am. So therefore, forward march go any certified conversion centers when near you for Lagos, Abuja, Ogun, Kaduna, Rivers, etc. Go convert your vehicle to use compressed natural gas CNG now. CNG, cheaper fuel for better living.
It's Ramadan. Come on board. Let's go on a tour to the top restaurants where you can enjoy the best of the season. First stop is Charity Cafe. Here, the currency is sharing, so keep giving. Next stop is Kindness Bistro. Be the kindest you can be. Last but not the least, make a stop by at Forgiveness Drive-Thru and let go of every beef. And at Sahur and Iftar, bring it home with the goodness of great tasting meals with Noor.
This Ramadan, don't just eat for good. Share the good and be the good. Noor, eat for good.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Before, their problem be say our shoulder too high. They say make we lower our chest. Now, they wonder why we know they ever lack airtime, credit, and data on top our glow line. Whether cash day or cash not day.
You dey mind their Proco people for this market?
We know they call ourselves digital generation for nothing. Abi to get airtime, credit, and data, take sell plenty market every day, non-stop. Now your mates,
Whether cash in our handle or you know deal, we could just buy data and airtime credit directly from our bank account with the Glow It Up.
That is to say, no cash, no wahala.
Yes, so cashless recharge on the go, anytime, anywhere, no stress, no shake me, no wahala.
Buy data and airtime directly from your bank account with Glow eTop Up. It is easy, quick, and available on your mobile apps, ATMs, websites, leading retailers, and Glow World shops. Or download Glow Cafe app to top up. Or dial *777#.
Glow Unlimited.
Happy Ramadan Kareem. The holy month of Ramadan has brought lots of blessings, and it's time for you to enjoy while your dream of owning a landed property comes to reality. With Adro Ramadan Peace Offer, you will enjoy 30 to 40% discount on any land purchase this season, with as low as 50,000 naira to 1 million naira initial deposit, and spread the balance between 24 to 36 months. You will also get gift items like bag of rice, gas cooker, refrigerator, shopping voucher for food hamper, and many more. Terms and conditions apply. Our estate locations are Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ekiti, Abuja, Nasarawa, Niger, and Jos. For more inquiries, please call
080-3466-7286 or 080-6542-4629.
Adron Homes.
Building cities, communities, and homes.
Ramadan, the holy month, is here. A time for spiritual reflection, a period of self-improvement, an opportunity for complete devotion and worship. Nigeria Info brings you The Light, a daily program that features teachings of Islam, answers to questions about certain practices in the religion, and loads of giveaways. The Light, sponsored by Lotus Bank and Maggie on Nigeria Info, comes up daily at 4 a.m. in the month of Ramadan. For sponsorship and gift donation, please call 0805 581 5844. That is 0805 581 5844. Or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. The Light, brought to you by Lotus Bank and Maggie. Ramadan Mubarak.
My brother, I no fit find my shares, so it be like say all the money where I put for shares done lost.
That one na small matter now. You never hear of ISF? ISF na the Integrated Shares Finder, where Integrated Trust and Investment carry come. Na him be the ogbonge product wey go help you find your missing shares and dividends. With the shaking money, you go just register for ISF, and ISF will go get your shares and dividends back sharp. To find your shares, just call 0901 502 5992 or 0703 041 6997, or check our website for www.integratedtrustng.com. Abi make you come our head office for Integrated Trust Office 61 Marina Lagos, or office for Ibadan and Abuja. ISF. Now the sure way to find your missing shares and dividends.
Aisha, wetin you dey carry all dis cowbell thing and sachets dem dey do?
Now wetin I wan share give people this Ramadan o.
My sister, kuku start with me now.
Oh yeah, take it. Na Ramadan we dey so. For this holy month, share ogbonge cowbell with all your family and friend dem. Cowbell get vitamin B9, Vita-Rich, and it is so creamy, so good.
Ramadan Kareem.
Cowbell of creamy goodness.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
Yes, it is the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. The program is still Hard Facts. I'm Maryann Okon, and I'm still being joined by the president, Ijaw Youth Council, Jonathan Lokpobiri, and he's been talking to us about the situation in the Delta. Of course, it has not just stopped in Delta State. It has gone as far as some parts of Bayelsa State, and he's been telling us that the situation has gotten out of hand. Of course, he's asking the same question that everyone has been asking. How did it get to this point where the soldiers have been introduced into communal crisis? Well, yeah, this is the situation of things. But the most important is, how do we get a lasting solution to the problems? Well, Lagos, join the conversation. 0700 993. Oh, that number is not working. 020-1465-7190. You could join the conversation. 020-1465-7190. You can join the conversation via Twitter. Use the hashtag HardFacts. You can also join the conversation if you're listening to us from outside of the country. The numbers for you to call, or rather the line for you to call on Skype, is Nigeria Info FM. Someone has been complaining that he's not been able to get through to us on Skype. Our Skype is open. I've received a few Skype calls today, so go ahead and join the conversation via Skype. All right, 0700 993 993 993. I hear it's not working, so join the conversation. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Yeah. Maryann Okon.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
It's very, very faint. But you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
My question is, why is it that something that happened in Delta State is taking another dimension in Bayelsa? And the question again is, why is it difficult for governors in the southern part of Nigeria to always stand and defend their people? Because the other day, I think an analyst was saying something on the radio, and he was saying that the women and the children were in the bushes without food as a result of the fact that the soldiers were on rampage. So why is it that the governors of our southern Nigeria do not stand in for our people in times like this? Because I remember a governor in the north who said they could not give the army clearance to go inside and attack the bandits. Why is it difficult for our people to stand in for us? That is my question. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for calling, Merchant Man. Hello. 020-1465-7190. That's the number for you to call. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good evening. Oh dear. Apologies. Do call us back if that was you. 020-1465-7190. Hello.
Hi, Mimi.
Good evening.
Good evening. So my question is to your guest. I watched this clip about saying that there's been illegal oil.
Can you turn off your radio because we're hearing feedback? Yeah.
Okay, so there's a speculation that there's actually been some illegal bunkering activities in which some high-ranking officials are indirectly involved, hence their swift intervention in that community clash, trying without recourse to the police. So there's some speculation that there's some bunkering activities, which is why they are keenly interested trying to intervene without proper.
Okay. I'm going to ask him. All right. Thank you very much, Florence, for calling. Mr. Lokpobiri, if you can hear me, one of the callers is asking that there's been a rumor that there were illegal oil bunkering activities in that area, and it was a bad oil deal. It was an oil deal gone bad. And that is what's at the core of this particular Delta issue. What do you have to say about that? Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me? Unfortunately, I don't think that he can hear us, so we'll try to get him back so he can hear us. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann.
Yes.
This is Oboli calling from Ikorodu.
Go ahead.
Do you know that if military had allowed people, journalists and, eyewitnesses to have access, for them to speak about what exactly happened in that place, by now these speculations wouldn't be necessary and they wouldn't be needed. Now, all we are hearing
the military were butchered, this and that happened to them. I agree. What happened to them is happening, okay? Nobody is aligning with that fact. Nobody is saying that what has happened to them should be celebrated. It's not laudable in any way. But then, before this, we don't even know if there were reprisal attacks, if they were really carried out or they were not carried out. Maryann, all these guesswork, speculations, they are not necessary. Let them tell us the true picture of things by allowing people go there, at least even if it's not the main place, so that we can all know what exactly happened there. Whether there was oil bunkering, whether there was no oil bunkering, whether there was an ambush, we're all just in the dark. And it will continue to go like this until we get things right and know the true picture or clear picture of things. Babe, what are we even discussing? We don't know the head, we don't know the tail, we don't even know the center of this issue. God help us all, I beg.
Amen. Mr. Lokpobiri, I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Unfortunately, I cannot get an audio out of him. Well, we're trying to get his response to some of your questions. But go ahead. We're still talking about what's happening in Delta State. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, Action Lady, good evening.
Yes.
The soldiers, the army, they need to check themselves. On Friday here, just beside you at VI office, a Korope driver had to invite army to come and handle VIO people. This bus, you have no license plate, and they try to impound this bus. They said this is the type of vehicle they use for one chance, and they had to bring soldier. Before you know it, and Hilos came in there with these military police guys, about 7, 8 of them. But thank God for the 3-star officer that led that group. When the VIO commander explained what happened to him, he asked his boys to get into the vehicle, and they left. Like the youth man said, when did soldiers become peace, whatever, in the community? Something that had to. Who invite those people? Now they refuse pressmen to enter the village and tell us what is going on. We're just hearing hearsay. I'm not in support of the killing of the soldiers, but please, they themselves, they should stop dining with all these politicians. No respect again for Nigerian army. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris, for calling. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. I'm so sorry about that. Do call us back if you can. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
So hi, Mimi, it's Florence again. I just wanted to make my question clearer. So
Okay.
I come from a community in the southeast where we have oil, and we have had challenges like this in the past, and you realize that a lot of high-ranking military officials are indirectly involved in oil bunkering. So that's my question. So I noticed the question wasn't directed at that point. So my question to him was, there are speculations that high-ranking military officials are actually conniving with politicians to do oil bunkering. So that's my question, if that's what aggrieved the youth to come after them.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we're unable to get Mr. Lokpobiri's attention right now. We're still trying to see if we can get his audio. Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me now?
Leaders pay their respect to them, but not them, everybody giving you somebody who wants to that economy. It's the office, but
Okay. Well, I don't know if that audio is clear enough for us, but it's a bit noisy and we cannot hear you very well, Mr. Lokpobiri. But thank you, Florence, for clarifying your question. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, or good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Makari is calling from Ikoyi.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I have questions, several of them, but let me leave them to the queue account.
Yes, let it be
First,
one.
why is it that a lieutenant colonel is leading a community dispute resolution team to that community? Why is it that it's the lieutenant colonel that is leading it and is leading the team into that community, the disputing communities? Then why did the military prevent even the governor of that state where the community is? Why did it prevent him and his media team from having from accessing the location? Then again, why is the military in this same matter? Military is the victim, the accused, the judge, the jury, all in one, and so several other things all in one. And then all we hear is one-sided report that we have found the culprits. We know where they are. We bring them to book, and yet you are still remaining in that location. And many people have been sent to the bush. They cannot stay in their community. They cannot have access to food, water, and because a lot of these things are happening. All these questions need to be answered. If they are answered, then we'll know truly what happened in those communities.
All right. Well, that's the big deal. Everyone's really just speculating. Everything that we've said today is basically based on speculation. Even Jonathan Lokpobiri that we're speaking to is yet to get a clear picture of what happened in Delta. Now, what he's been talking to us about is the rippling effect that he has had in some communities in Bayelsa State, where it seems like the reprisals attacks have even gotten as far as those areas. And the big question is, where are the governors of these states? Well, we hear that the governor of Bayelsa State is sending some form of aid to those communities that have been affected in his state. But what about Delta? And what about the other communities who have been one way or the other I don't know how to put it, because the people that are running away from this Okwama community and Akoloma, they are looking for where to find refuge. And most of these other communities are afraid to open their doors to them because they're afraid of what the army could do to them. So again, it sounds like a very messy situation, but how do we deal with it? Let me read some of the messages that are coming in on WhatsApp. Someone says, to be honest, the truth has not been told from concerned areas, of course, about what's happening in Delta State. All right. Thank you very much. Someone says, could you shed light on the recent reports regarding the murder of some police officers who were deployed in Okwama thereafter the killing of 17? I've not heard anything about policemen who've been killed, so I can't necessarily enlighten you on that. Chooks from Ikorodu is saying, ask your guests if all bunkering might have played any role in this unfortunate incident in Delta. We tried asking the same question because I think Florence also asked that question, but unfortunately I'm unable to get the audio from Mr. Lokpobiri. Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me now? Mr. Lokpobiri, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, unfortunately, yeah, we cannot get him. So I'm going to take a few more of your thoughts. I have just 2 minutes on the clock before I wrap up on this side of the clock. This one says, I think the governors in the South are the most carefree leaders. They're so irresponsible to their people. A governor in the North was reported to be telling soldiers not to enter inside the bush to attack the same people, making life hell for their people. But here, the people were reported to live in the bush without food and water. I don't know the type of people who are ruling in the South in Nigeria. Maybe that was the reason why Akpabio said those who attacked the soldiers were imported mercenaries. Merchant Man, thank you very much for your message. This one says, the guest is not telling us anything. If a person cannot be bold to tell me the truth, then he can keep silent. I think also the other issue is that because people have not been able to get access into Delta states, to those communities, really everybody's going to be speculating. And that's why I asked what exactly is stopping people from being able to get access into those communities, but everybody seems to be tight-lipped about it. Someone says the killing of our soldiers is very condemnable, but another critical question is no one has asked, how did the military get involved in the first place? And this is one of the questions that my guest had asked at the beginning. He says, who invited them to intervene? And what was there a case of intimidation before this that could have led to this mayhem? We only have the reports from the military. When can we get the version of the people from there on the ground? Well, that's the question that everyone's asking. Unfortunately, I cannot get any audio from my guest right now so that he could respond to us on this particular one. All right. Well, I can take a few more calls. I can take 1 or 2 more calls before we wrap things up here. 0201 465 7190. I'm hoping that our 0700 will come back soon. But in the meantime, you can call 0201 465 7190. That's 0201 465 7190. Or you can send me a WhatsApp message or call me via Skype. Our Skype is Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube and on we're also live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. Let me go to Facebook quickly and read some of the messages that are there before I come back to the phone lines. Someone here, Ebilade here, says it's no longer news that the military has been engaged in warfare in the northern Nigeria for many years and there is no end in sight for the war up north. While we're battling insurgents in the north, starting another conflict in the Niger Delta. AB, that message. Okay, in the Niger Delta will end up overstretching the military. We don't need to be reminded of the militancy in the Niger Delta. It was a different ball game. Our oil wealth is from the region. A man should not smoke a cigarette in a filling station. AB, thank you for your message. All right. I want to still take some of your thoughts. Again, if you're watching us live on YouTube, feel free to post your comments on our live stream and let us know what your thoughts are on this issue. We've been speaking with the president of the Ijaw Youth Council of Nigeria, Jonathan Lokpobiri, telling us what his take is on that particular issue. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Quickly. You have 30 seconds.
I'm not calling from Agungi.
Go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
Yes, ma, this particular issue that happened in Delta State, what surprised me is that these army people, it's like they take order from high-ranking people, that which makes them to involve themselves in some critical issues like this. This same thing happened in Benue State when the one community was fighting with another community.
Quickly, we have to go.
Military came in from nowhere, and you know when they intervene in this case like this, when the boys saw them, they think they are coming to fight them, and from there they have to fight them back. Which caused all these things that we're talking today, and it's very unfortunate. It's not good. But we have to ask questions.
Yes, but we're not getting answers. Unfortunately, I have to wrap things up here. I want to say thank you to you all for being part of the conversation, and thank you to my guest, Jonathan Lokpobiri, for being here. My name is Maryann Okon. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, MIMIEYO. We'll be back after the break for me to say my proper goodbyes.
Start your day and have a good time. Ijaw Creamer. Where you need to have the break time. Ijaw Creamer. It's not tea.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.